And although it hurts, there's nothing I wouldn't do. Somebody in my way, but I don't mind them. Yeah, my way. Somebody in my grace. Would you know? Good evening, good evening, everyone. I am going to keep music going, but playing in the background. You all see the title, Passport Police TV. This is my reaction video to a new channel, but not by any means a new content creator. So first of all, this is your girl, Womban, and welcome to all of my new supporters like Jacob Jennings, and welcome back to all of my returning supporters. So as you see in the description of the show, I am talking about the traveling black men and the passport gang. So this has been a conversation that has been going on the last several months in on Black YouTube and in quote unquote the Black manosphere. Good evening, Poetic Chaos. Hey, and when it came under fire, you know, one of the things that caused it to come under fire the most was that a lot of these traveling black men were not just traveling and talking about traveling for business, but they were really talking a lot against black women, talking a lot about the femininity that they could experience and the women that they could experience when they travel, not really talking about business. So other people, especially content creators, took it upon themselves to address that and talk about it. And it was both males and females talking about the passport gang and the traveling black men. And also, in these responses, someone, came across information. They started sharing how not only are the brothers, not only are these brothers talking about traveling, about the men and everything, but what was revealed is the ages of younger females that some of these men may be traveling off to sea. So there was accusations and concerns of pedophilia or sex trafficking and things of that nature. And when these conversations started happening and people were addressing the passport slash traveling black men about their talking points and their attack or against the black woman here in America, um, a lot of them really got on their defenses. And I've been around enough to hear some of the conversation and discussion, but one that I really and truly took a stronger liking to and understanding of and listening to is Ringo of Ringo TV Raw, Black Male Advice TV, and who also had a YouTube channel where he dealt with the black woman, the American black woman. Well, my reaction, so things got the reaction and the responses from the traveling black men addressing those that were addressing them and the passport gang and the traveling. I mean, I know, and it's similar. I'm talking in circles because it has been a circular and ongoing circular thing. But Ringo Raw took it on a much more serious discussion, a much more serious issue, and so much so that he decided to start a channel called the Passport Police TV to hold men feet to the fire and really take a look at these talking points, really take a look at why these men are traveling or talking about traveling and traveling for women so much. But the biggest thing about it for him is those that claim righteousness and how this falls into them not being as righteous as they say and as they speak to their audience. And for me, I've always pretty much said that the thing that's important to me in my own life is to live a life that glorifies the Most High, that glorifies God, and that honors my parents slash family name. So I understood the stand that Ringo was taking on. Oh, it's so good to see you, Rosie Reigns. Shalom, shalom. Hello, Batman. Shalom, Moshe. So I'm excited and I'm happy and I'm very supportive of the Passport Police TV channel. I'm very supportive, not because I don't want to see black men traveling. I think everyone should travel. And it's not even contrary to popular belief. It's not even that Ringo doesn't want to see black men traveling. It's not even that he doesn't think that black men should review their options or explore their options. But the thing of it is speaking in ways that are destructive and aiding in the destruction of the black woman and black men and aiding in the dysfunctions with contradictory teaching and production. So for me to hear someone that is willing to stand up, first of all, really exemplifies and demonstrates someone who the Most High can trust as a leader with his people, both men and women, both men and women, both the sisters and the brethren. Because for some strange reason, a lot of these black men out here that claim to know the Most High and that claim to be Hebrew Israelite or Israelite, that claim to know Yah, for some strange reason, they think that the Most High does not speak to and guide his daughters, does not speak to women for some strange reason. For some strange reason, they think the black woman is beneath them. And most of the time, it's because of their own bad experiences that they've had in their growing up, in their dating, in their relationships, in their marriages. And so this bitterness of the system and the bitterness and the pain from their environments and their own choices, along with everything else, justifies in their mind and in their spirit, it justifies them using, abusing, misusing, and misguiding and misleading the black woman of various ages, and to discard them and to degrade them. But there is a man, Ringo, one of several, that is willing to stand up, stand apart, separate, and use his voice to speak the truth about righteousness, Yah's will, to take a stand for black families, even polygamy and polygyny, but to take a stand for what's right, not just what's popular. And one thing he's not afraid to do at all is to actually address directly the content creators. He's willing to lose subscribers and followers for righteousness' sake. For righteousness' sake. Some of his audience or some people that have been commenting and leaving, peace, Sharetta, so good to see you, have been accusing him of being a simp, accusing him of switching gears, and now just trying to be like another Derek Jackson. He's been accused of talking about someone just so that he could get views for like starting beef. But he has been out here since 2006. Some of these content creators actually used to mention him and acknowledge him. But now that he is holding them accountable, now that he is addressing some of the same things that he addressed with the women, but now addressed it for the men, now they want to turn against him. But that's what happens. That is what happens when you take a stand and your stand doesn't necessarily coincide with others, or your stand shines a light on someone else. But I render this. I render this food for thought. For those that say that you are a servant and a warrior and a son and a soldier for the Most High, but as a man, you think that it is okay to make excuses as to why you are going to sleep with someone that may be demonic because there's quote unquote no good women out here. Or to you think that if you think that it is okay to be deceptive for self-gain and for your personal reasons and for your personal protection, it speaks against, that is contradictory, that is contrary, that is against everything that's in the scriptures, inside the Bible and outside text. So you have to make a choice. If you think that it's okay to walk a fence, right in the middle, stay in a shaded gray area, you're in for a rude awakening. Because the Most High doesn't do gray areas. The Most High doesn't do lukewarm or walking on the fence. The Most High doesn't do pretense. And you certainly can't impress the Most High with whatever things, measures of success that you have. You know, your cars, your education, your houses, your land, or whatever. All of those things which are resources, meaning you are not even the source of those things. You only possess a repeat. You only possess an access. You only possess an access to the things that come from the true source, which is the Creator, which is the Most High. So while you may be trying to protect your assets, but you say you believe in the Most High. So in order to protect your assets and protect yourself, you have to take worldly measures, worldly solutions. That is saying that you don't trust the Most High. That is saying that you're not seeking the Most High. You're not being guided by the Most High. Yet, you want to be a leader of the Most High's children. You want to be a leader of the Most High's women. You cannot, the scriptures tell us that you cannot serve two masters. You can't serve men and be concerned and be so worried about what's popular and what sounds good to our audience and be above reproach from your brother in God, if he be your brother. And serve Yah at the same time. So if you call yourself a brother, a son, a servant of the Most High, if you call yourself a Hebrew, an Israelite, a child of the God of Israel, and it's more important to you to stick to your talking points, and it's more important to you to fall in line with the collective of men because they're black or just because they're men and you share a common pain, but it's not pinned down and structured around righteousness. Well, you're just asking to go to hell with gasoline draws on. You're just asking for the Most High judgment against you. And if you can't receive, if you as the children of God can't receive words from your brother, a rebuke, reproof from your brother, you're not going to be able to stand, the judgment of God, which will be much more harsher. For some reason, I don't know why you don't believe that the Most High will not avenge the daughters of Zion. But the spirit that is in Ringo is going to reveal all these things. And it's not just about who he comes after as a content creator, which is not even a person. He's addressing the demons, these demonic spirits that are walking around, wandering around in physical bodies. Spirits, demons do need a body to host them. This is spiritual warfare. The word tells us about in the last days, people will be having itching ears, and messengers and prophets will arise to tickle those with itching ears. That means they're only going to give you the message that you desire to hear. That's going to feel good to you. It's going to feel comfortable, and it requires nothing. But the Most High requires repentance. Warning go out before destruction. But warnings do not stop destruction. And if you can't take heed to the warnings that's going out, because the brother Ringo is not trying to destroy you. He's trying to destroy. No, he's not trying. He's destroying the spirit, the demonic spirits. See, anybody can be used by demons and imps. Anybody can be used by demons and imps. Even believers can be used by demon and imps. That is why the scriptures tell us to pray always. And some things only come out by fasting and praying. But you can't fast and seek the Most High and serve your flesh at the same time. You're going to have to choose as content creators, claiming to be servants of the Most High. You're going to have to choose either your fan base or the Most High. You're going to have to choose either your flesh or the Most High. Can't do both. Shalom. Shalom, Ringo. Pleasure to have you. You can't do both. And if you can't hearken to the truth now, if you can't choose now, what will you do when it becomes almost impossible to choose? Because a time is going to come when the Spirit of the Most High will not be with us. Scriptures say that we will seek him and he will not be found. And that's going to be a terrible, terrible day. To seek him, to want him, and not find him. It's going to be a terrible, terrible day if you are one day not even able to not heed the word, but not even hear the word. The reprobated mind and reprobate spirit is real. Your ability to react to it right now means that you can still hear. But if you turn your heart away, if you turn the opportunity away to repent and get it right, and to humble yourself, if you allow your pride, if you allow your ego to get in the way, the Most High will have no problem crushing you. The Most High will have no problem making you a public embarrassment, making you a public shame. And I ask you, is YouTube worth it? Or people that you may never ever see worth it? There's supposed to be a separation, something that sets you apart from the world. If all of your talking points, if all of your content is popular, if everything that you do or most of the things that you do is very similar to those that do not claim to know the Most High, you may want to check yourself. You may want to check yourself. It may be fun and games now, but it will not be fun and games if you fall into the hands of an angry God. Maybe you think the Most High is soft. Maybe you think speaking up for the Most High, really standing for the Most High. Maybe you think that living a life of righteousness, is soft. Maybe you think it's feminine. Maybe you think it's weak. I render that if you think any of those things, you do not know the Most High at all, and you've never walked with the Most High. Because there is nothing soft, there's nothing lame, there's nothing weak about walking with the Most High, living and seeking righteousness. You cannot seek righteousness, the kingdom of Yah and all its righteousness, and seek how to lay with the succubus. Seek how to serve your flesh at the same time. That is a forked tongue. That is double speak. That is tongue of the devil. That's that serpent speech. That is the speech that was used to beguile Eve. And the Most High will not exempt anyone from being held accountable. Not a man, not a woman, and anyone of age able to give accountability for themselves. None of us will be exempt, and woe be unto you if there is blood on your hands because you led someone astray, serving your flesh, being deceptive. But, you know, I just reached a year on YouTube, and I have another channel, which initially was a backup channel. And when this channel was opened back up to being able to go live again, I had been pondering what did I want to do with the other channel. And I just recently decided that I was going to make that channel a channel for women, a channel for black women only, a channel for us to have healthy discussions and uplift, encourage, inspire, and build each other up and nurture each other and love each other and share what our issues are and help each other to grow from there. And then this, just some more things that was able to be revealed through Ringo doing the Passport Police TV that really highlighted some of the things that's been wrong, that we've been conditioned in this era, and how the family, the ploy, the plot against families was such a deep tapestry of evil, such a wide plan from so long ago, and we fell right into the trap. But lo and behold, that the Most High still has a ram in the bush. That for such a time as this, we can still bring some things to correction, as long as we're able to listen and recognize that there is a need for it and be willing to follow directions and take heed. So that is what I am going to do with my other channel, with the women. I'm now even going to have even more conversations with the women around me and my family, because see, in my family, I grow up around women, and we nurture women to be nurturers and to be feminine and all of that. But I'm now seeing that there's still yet a different conversation that still needs to be had. And I'm willing to have those discussions with my women. I'm hoping to hear more conversations being had with the men and for the younger men, because it will be no good for younger women to be raised up and be taught in the truth and be willing to yield, be ready to submit, be ready to surrender, be ready to be led, but then there's no men to lead them. I understand now, I see now even more why there were women with lamps in their oil and why some women didn't have any lamps in their oil. And they wasn't ready when the groomsmen came. I understand even more so now. And I'm sure there's more to be revealed, and I'm not going to pretend that I have all the answers, but I recognize when truth of Yah is being spoken. And my spirit recognizes that, and my spirit surrenders to the spirit. My spirit surrenders to the spirit, which is something else we got to get back to, the discernment. A lot of us, our discernment is off because we don't fast, we don't pray without ceasing. We do not set apart ourselves from everything else. We don't take time to really seek the Most High. Shalom and welcome, Wolf and Alpha Tiger. Good to see you. So this is my reaction to the Passport Police TV. Shalom, Tyrone. I support it 100%. I support the message 100%. I support the change 100%. Because I'm going to ride with the Most High. First and foremost, I am going to ride with the Most High. And I will stand with the men and women of Yah first. So thank you, everyone that came to listen to my reaction. I dropped the link to Passport Police TV in the comment section. And I'm going to drop it again here. Thank you, Tyrone. Thank you, Wolf. Thank you, Moshe. Thank you, Sherelle. Roger, thank you. Rosie Ray says, thank you. Rosie Ray says, I found that some brothers who have had bad experience with Black women came on YouTube, and those issues and voices became magnified on this platform. Then you have other brothers adopting feelings that they have never experienced based on these feelings, and that's just an observation. You are 100% right, Rosie Reyes. Paul Graves, there must be a lot of human bodies that are hosted by demons. They call Caucasians and those who follow them. Well, Brother Graves, you are right, but these demons are not just being hosted by Caucasoids. Shalom and thank you, Ringo. Dominique, thank you for coming through. Was told you was doing a live show. I'm in the background listening. Continue on, Sister Woman. Thank you. Brother Jacob, thank you. They making wives by sleeping with them, but don't know it. Exactly. Pretty much not making these women wives and not having children. Exactly. They make excuses to sin. Exactly. When you stand for truth and righteousness, you will lose people and subs. It comes with the territory. That is right, Moshe. That is right. And that's why I'm so glad that the scripture reminds us that what does it profit a man to gain the whole world, then die and lose his soul? I am now caught up on all of these. Thank you, Poetic Kills. I am now caught up on all of the chat room. I am not going to keep this stream long. A channel for women led by you, I think will be very interesting. Matter of fact, let me get the link to my other channel that is for women. Give me a second here. I will drop it. The thing is that we have to be willing to start somewhere, anywhere. So here's the link to the women channel. Everyone, I'm going to just play a song to take us out. Once again, I support 100% the Passport Police TV. I stand for righteousness. I do stand with the Most High, and I do stand with my brothers and sisters, the men and women of Yah first.